I know what I want. I just have to check every shop before I decide. Do you know what I mean? You ever get the situation where, you know, some people, maybe yourself, maybe somebody else, who, before they buy anything, have to look in every single shop, and somebody else goes to the first shop, makes a decision, and purchases what they want. Both good decisions, maybe. One has looked at every single option, the other one's gone for the first option and decided that's exactly what I want. Maybe it's also part of mental planning. You know, maybe before the person who just bought in one shop had already decided, well, okay, I like the goods in that shop, I like the things they make, therefore that's where I'm going to buy. The important point is both involve a decision. We make decisions every day, all day. You know, on your help desk, do you ever get the decision as who's going to make the coffee or who's going to go and get the coffee? It certainly used to happen a lot in my home with my daughters and my wife. You say, who's going to make the coffee? And it used to be the kind of deal, well, I'll put the kettle on, if you get the cups out, if you put the coffee in the cups, and then if you pour it. So just making a cup of coffee ended up with a whole series of decisions and discussions, and of course you have to take it to things like risk analysis. What's the risk? Well, the biggest risk is what's the longest task. That was, when it comes to making tea or coffee, that was the biggest decision. What's the longest task? The other risk, of course, is am I going to miss something important on the TV if there's a movie on or something? All these silly little risks, but you take all those into account. Even though we don't think of it, subconsciously we think, what are the risks? What's the outcome? How does it affect me? And what can I get out of it? 4 basic things. And anybody here who might be watching me right now who's got teenagers know what can I get out of it and how does it affect me is right at the top of the list. So making a coffee is always a deal. I'll make the coffees, but will you drive me to my friends for the evening? Or I'll make the coffees, but will you do this for me? They always want to make a deal out of every decision. But we have to understand we make decisions every single day, whether we work on a help desk, service desk, or whether we don't. We're making them all day, every day. Decision of which route to take to work when you're driving, where to park. These small decisions. And we have all these little rules, all these decisions. I don't like parking here because the sun's on my car in the morning. I want my son in the car in the afternoon because it's usually cold in the afternoon. Or maybe the opposite if you're in a hot country. I don't want to park my car here because the sun's here in the morning and I want to get around the back in the shade. So you know, all these different decisions we make all day. And of course they don't really directly affect us on the help desk, except for the fact we have a process and a pattern already built in our heads as to how we make decisions. Service desks make many, many, many decisions every day. Help desks make many, many decisions every day. You know, for example, every single time you open an incident and you either close it because you fixed it or you escalate it to somebody else, you've made a decision. The decision might be it's fixed, get rid of it. The decision might be this is where I've got to escalate it. But every single day we're making decisions, every single incident. Now you just think of that. If you handle 40 or 50 incidents a day, that means you make 40 or 50 decisions a day. And each one of those decisions can be important. You know, the wrong decision, for example, could easily end up with the wrong priority or the wrong problem getting fixed or the customer losing 2 or 3 hours because we didn't do it right. It's a big, big, big decision area. And of course, many of our decisions are repetitive. And many of the decisions are very easy, like somebody's forgotten their password or their sign-on. Very repetitive. The decision, can I fix it, can't I fix it, can I give it to them? It's very easy. We're doing these all day. But they're still there. And of course, the impact is devastating. You know, sometimes when I see job descriptions for help desks, decision-making doesn't appear in them. What also doesn't appear in them, which I think is equally important, is the impact of a wrong decision. If you're making 40 or 50 decisions a day on different incidents, just one of those wrong could have a devastating effect. It could mean 50 people not working for 2 more hours. It could mean someone working on the wrong problem and someone losing time. It could mean a business opportunity lost. It could mean a profit margin missed. It could be a production line stopped. A whole pile of things. And I think, you know, sometimes what we look at the help desk is we look at it in the wrong way. We look at it too much on how we handle calls, how we're coming in. But real quality, the quality of how we do our job is how good we are at making the right decision at the right time. So in summary, service desk professionals must be good decision makers.